heart by Helen Keller, very appropriate for Valentine's Day. So, welcome everyone. We'll turn it over to Dr. Sinia.
Good evening. Thank you so much. Our bulletin board recognition, when you get a moment, Ms. Danielle Gallatafuri's class here at Fayette, they did a wonderful job, so please don't leave without taking a look at it. We have some routine approvals. I'll hand it back over to our board president.
First of all, I'd just like to thank Mr. Dade and Mr. Carter. We had our first budget meeting tonight at 6:30, and as always, very thorough, wonderful presentation. And our next meeting, just so everyone knows, it is February 25th for a follow-up meeting, and that's going to be during the day.
Yes,
at 1 o'clock in the Board of Ed conference room here. All right, moving along. So I'd like to just get an approval for the January 14, 2020 minutes. Motion to approve. Motion minutes. Second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. As B, approval of warrants, budget transfers, and wire transfers. Motion to approve. Second. And all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay, and C, the approval of the treasurer's report. Motion to approve. Motion. Second. Second. All in favor? Aye. And any opposed? Thank you. Dr. Stinney, it's back to you.
Yes. Hello again. I would also... Nice one. Again, I'd like to thank Mr. McDade and Mr. Carter. Did an amazing job. Very informative, very thorough. Thank you for those public participants and for your questions and for your support of our budget presentation. So over the last month, we've had a couple issues with our phone service, so I just wanted to address that. We will always send out a message to parents and staff, and what we do is we turn on our fax machines to landlines, and we give that phone number out to parents for emergency situations. And we've been working on getting those fixed, and they seem to be working properly now, so thank you for your patience. Flu season. Yes, it is flu season, especially at Camp Avenue it seems to be flu season. Just to give you an update on our cases, here at Fayette we don't have any right now, which is wonderful to hear. Don't want to jinx that. Over at Old Mill Road, we have 8 flu cases for the month, 4 for last week, and this week 4 additional ones. Over at Camp Avenue, this whole month we had 29, 20 from last week, and 9 this week. And that does not include staff. These are just student flu. I know that we are doing our seasonal cleaning. We do not use bleach. We are not allowed to use bleach. We use state-approved cleaning products, and we have asked our maintenance and custodial crew to do extra in the classrooms, the doorknobs, the surfaces. So basically, February break can't get here fast enough, folks, so that everyone can go home and be well. So that's what we're hoping for. But once again, if your child is sick, please keep your child home. And as staff, if you are sick, we don't want you coming either. Thank you. We did put our calendar, which the board did approve last month, on the website. We did have some questions about, are we coming back before Labor Day? No, we are not. Children are not coming back before Labor Day, so go book those vacations, folks. Our Saturday winter program went out this week. We have a new addition to our program. We have Scope coming in to do enrichment classes with our students. Quite an array, quite a menu of opportunities. Thank you, Mr. McDade. He actually, in his home school district of Smithtown, saw that they were participating on Saturday mornings and brought it to Mrs. Friedman, and we said, why not? It sounds like a great idea. Also, our foreign language program this year on Saturdays will be offering Spanish 1, Spanish 2, and Italian. So we're trying to mix it up a little bit. We already have close to 20-something students who registered within the last 24 hours, so we're looking forward to that. We also plan on having a Saturday morning parent program in March. Stay tuned for more about that. We have a mental health coalition meeting tomorrow after school with our committees, and we will speak about that activity, and we'll share more via our Connect Ed. Our student 5th and 6th grade anti-bullying program will be on February 27th. Sharon Galvin, a retired Nassau County police officer, will be providing that. There will be a flyer going home this Friday in students' backpacks for 5th and 6th grade, just as a reminder that it is kind of quick when we get back. I believe it's that Thursday when we get back from our February break. And the Merrick Parent Association is putting out a message about a parent workshop for all the Merricks at Brookside School, and that will be on March 2nd. More to come on that. And our theater arts program, Shrek Jr., very excited. I can't wait to see the costumes. The children have been working very hard along with the staff, so we're all very excited. That will be April 3rd and 4th. I think that's about it for now. Back to you. T-shirt money due tomorrow.
All right, thank you very much, Dr. Sinan. So we'll move over to public comments. The guidelines are any person wishing to make comments or raise questions shall fill out a comment card, and after you are called, please come forward to the microphone and state your full name. All comments or questions shall be directed to the board president or superintendent of schools. The board or administration will do their best to immediately respond to any questions. Out of courtesy and fairness to the rest of the audience, please, each person will limit his or her remarks to no more than 3 minutes, not to exceed a 30-minute session. Public discussion with respect to confidential matters, of course, is prohibited. All right, so Mr. Higgins, come on down.
Good evening. Before you all vote on the business items, can you please explain item C, the agreement with CEIC Valuation Services to provide property valuation? Why is this happening? Why are they being hired? Does this have anything to do with the discussions last year about selling the land behind that?
We'll discuss it when we go through. We're not going to, when we take
Right,
the motion, we will.
say, like, you
Yes.
have a discussion
Yes.
and explain that, thanks.
Yes. Any other comments? Okay, so with that, let's move into corporate action. And I'm going to just ask to do a vote on A and B. We have a motion on A and B. Motion to approve. Motion. Second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Zero. Okay. And then we could just have Dr. Sidian explain C.
Yes, this would be the appropriate time of year for that. Mr. McDade, you want to add some more to that?
CBIS is a company we use every year. As part of the annual audit, we're required to get a value of all of our property that we have, not only the property, but it goes through all the equipment the district has in the year. So each year it's done, and it's done every year, and it's nothing out of the ordinary. There's nothing to do with value of property. Well, it does have to do with value of property, but it's something that's part of the audit report every year.
So this has nothing to do with
This is nothing
selling
to-
land or
nothing to do with selling the
clear that
land.
we're not looking to do
It's
anything
just
like that.
another one of those unfunded mandates we have.
Yeah,
Last year, we
because-
were actually lucky that NYSER, I think 5 years actually pays for this for us, because it helps with insurance and stuff. But this year, we actually have to pay for it.
So we're paying for it this year for
Correct.
$3,800. Right. So can we have a motion to approve? I'm going to ask for a motion to approve C through H. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. So C through H. And personal actions report. We have a motion to approve 6A.
Second.
All in favor? Sorry, any opposed? Okay. Motion carries.
I'd like to just take a moment, Ms. Friedman, would you like to introduce somebody?
Yes, it's my pleasure to introduce everyone to Ms. Maria Lovell, who is appointed as a .6 special education teacher. Ms. Lovell, if you might stand, please.
Policies do not require any action tonight, correct? Ms. Law, right? No action tonight. Great. And a motion to approve special services, 8A through 8D. Okay, any, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, any opposed? Thank you. And report of the committees, our high school report is first.
Okay, so thank you. Mr. Cronin asked me if I would do it this year, this night. So we have some really incredibly exciting news at the high school. We had 3 Regeneron scholars in Belmore, Merrick. They all came from Kennedy, but there's no other high school in the country that had more than 2. So that's incredible for Belmore, Merrick, and that is the what do you? I'm sorry, my son was even in it. What do you call it? The
ARS?
yeah. ASR, that was it. So here's what they studied. This is so amazing. So unfortunately, 2 of them could make it. Okay, so Andrew Brinton studied marsh restoration using ribbed mussels as a revival mechanism to rebuild the coastal salt marshes of Long Island, which is a direct result of Hurricane Sandy. So he was not only just like studying something that fascinated him, but he's looking to help our community. So Catherine St. George, I was kind of looking this up. Does a ketogenic diet ameliorate the effect of caffeine in Drosophila locomasta flies, the fruit flies? So I'm assuming is how do you take the effect of caffeine, or what diet do you use? But I'm not really sure.
Get back to us on that,
Yeah,
please.
and then unfortunately, the other young lady wasn't there, and we didn't have the blurb. But another young lady who made an incredible, whatever she did, it was just incredible, the way they were describing these things. So they'll compete against other people, and then we'll find out what happens there. Everything else, at Calhoun, they're doing the Secret Garden, the Faculty Follies, which was a district-wide, teachers came out, they raised $3,000 for the community cupboard. Like, the kids at all the schools are amazing. They all held robotics competition, which is new for everybody. The teams are doing great. They're all collecting for homeless families or pets or people at assisted living. Our kids are really amazing, and you know the tremendous amount of them start here. So it was a really great month at the high school. And do you have anything else?
No, that's good job. What?
The air conditioning at the
Oh,
middle
yeah.
schools.
This was mentioned before that we're going through with the job to put air conditioning in both the cafeterias in the middle schools, junior highs, and it's not like the same exact price that we were hearing here from Mr. Carter. I think it was $60,000 for those in the wall, like those industrial type slim gym things that will cool the cafeterias of our junior high schools.
Thank you. Okay, our school community relations PTA council report. Mr. Carrera.
Okay, great. So this is the second time that with my new schedule, I'm missing the PTA council meetings. So
Yeah, we missed you.
there's any chance that any of them are going to be on a Friday or Tuesday, Joanne, you know, coming up? I just have March and April, and then I'll be good.
I don't believe so.
No, okay. Well,
I can go to that, Joanna. I'll let you know what else.
yeah.
I'll cover for you.
Those 2 months, and I'll be good. Okay.
Okay.
Anyway, so here's happening right now. So at Fayette, on February 5th and 6th, they welcomed Cliff Mendelson with Day in Clay and educate children on diverse, multicultural, hands-on art and history and culture. Their ongoing Amazon Smile fundraiser, I know I mention that every month. Anybody can go there and get some money toward the Fayette PTA just by going to smileamazon.com to make a regular purchase. They have the mother-son sports night, and they also have the father-daughter sweetheart dance, so well attended. And Fayette's next meeting is March 24th at 7 p.m. Camp Avenue Chess Club began January 24th and runs for 10 weeks. Sports Night will begin February 29th for K through 1, then it's grades 2 to 3, March 6th, and 4 to 6 on March 13th. They will have their book fair, looks like this Thursday, February 13th, and the planned sale, pre-sale will be March 6th, and the actual sale is March 27th, and camp's next meeting is March 18th at 7:30 p.m. Old Mill Road is starting their park program, kicking off March 6th. Chess Club is ongoing. Parents Palette Art Night is scheduled for March. No date is set right yet. Bingo for Books is March 13th, and their next meeting is March 3rd. SEPTA, Anxiety Awareness Day, okay, is March 2nd. Everybody should wear teal, show their support. Their January meeting was great. They had Danielle Brooks and Maria Licata from Special Kids Advocates Agency speaking on how to advocate for your child. And they have something going on this Thursday. They'll have Dr. Petrosky is speaking about promoting reading development K through 12. They'll have a family fun night on March 26th. And their next meeting, of course, is this Thursday on February 13th.
Our buildings and grounds report?
Maybe you can speak a little more about the cleaning. I probably did.
Yeah.
I wasn't as technical. I just use bleach.
What lane?
At home.
So I'll be real quick. The buildings and grounds guys have been doing an amazing job. This winter's been pretty crazy. Last Thursday, no, the Thursday before, we found a steam leak. I discovered a steam leak at about 4:30 at night. The guys jumped right in. We were able to valve it off, and this past Saturday, they were able to replace approximately 35 feet of steam pipe, and it's all back online, up and running. So that was a huge victory.
And explain where it is.
It's in the nastiest crawl space you ever want to get in. I have the dirty clothes that my wife won't go near to prove it. We were there till 1 o'clock in the morning, trying to isolate this leak. Yeah, at Old Mill Road. I was in the boiler room tinkering with boilers, because that's what I do. And I heard a leak, and I couldn't believe it, and I called in the troops, and we attacked it, and we got it done, and it's, it's another success story for the maintenance group.
Pictures and all.
Oh, yeah. I just met with PSEG today to discuss rebates on a lighting project at the Old Mill Road Gym. If we're going to do a lighting project, why not get rebates, right? We're always looking for freebies and coupon clipping. Lots of disinfectant, a ton of disinfectant. The day guys are walking around with spray bottles. We don't use bleach because the Department of Health doesn't allow it. The state doesn't allow it. We have to use green cleaners. All of our cleaners are green with the exception of disinfectants. Disinfectants, there is no such thing as a green disinfectant. They're mutually exclusive terms. So when we disinfect, we're using a 3M product appropriate for schools, and we're using it wherever, during the school day, high-touch areas, bathroom sinks, handrails, water fountains, the serving lines in the cafeterias where every kid goes, and it's just a germ fest. At night, they're doing all the classrooms, the doorknobs, the handles, again, hitting all these spaces where the kids are just transmitting this stuff, and adults. We have a lot of faculty out lately. So that's been like first and foremost their primary thing. And I keep hammering the guys, you have to be walking around with a rag and a bottle of disinfectant at all times. And
Keep going.
You have to get to your next class.
So yeah, tons of disinfecting. We're doing our best to stay ahead of it. Unfortunately, kids come to school sick, they pass it around, and it's happening. It's happening everywhere too. My kids, schools, same thing. I also wanted to just touch base on the PTA at camp a while back donated a weather station. We finally got that weather station up and running. The outdoor part is right above the STEM lab on the roof of Camp Avenue, and then the indoor component is a LED display, tells you all the good stuff. I know nothing about weather, so I won't be doing a weather report. But it's up and running, and we're gonna work with Dr. Gromberg and get that worked into the curriculum somehow. And it's in the STEM lab, which is awesome, STEAM lab, and so it should be some exciting stuff. Other than that, we just keep chipping away at it every day, trying to make everything a little bit better, a little bit nicer.
Sam, I have a question.
Sure.
So on this handout we got, what's the difference between the gas and the fuel? And the fuel
They're just separate lines because we have dual fuel burners. We have a backup source of fuel, which is fuel oil. Like a lot of houses have oil, a lot of houses have gas. We have both. We can burn either. It's a lot more cost effective to burn gas. It's also cleaner for the equipment, so it's less breakdowns. But heaven
So what
forbid,
you're saying is in 1819 at zero, we didn't burn fuel at all,
we only burn a little bit of oil because again, it's more expensive.
Right.
So we have oil in reserves. We didn't buy any. We have a 20,000 gallon tank. I think here it's a 15,000 gallon tank. We have a lot of fuel oil in stores, just in the event that National Grid can't provide us with gas for whatever, infrastructure breakdown. And in very, very, very cold weather, they can actually call us up and tell us we have to shut off our gas so that everyone's residential systems have enough gas, because we use as much as, 100 homes. So if we, they call all the schools in New York State and they say, stop burning gas, start burning oil so we can, our residential demand can be
So if
met.
that's the case, can you explain, or it doesn't have to be right now on the spot, which is, I've seen this today.
Sure.
In 1819, we went from 24,000 to this year 89,000, and next year we're dropping down to 71,000. That seems like a really big jump between last year and this year if we're burning both. And I'm looking at your gas line, gas on page 4. All three schools. All three schools, so Camp Avenue goes from 24,000 to 89,000 this year, and up to 71. Fayette is 35,000 to 69, down to 55 for next year. And Oak Mill is 36 up to 69, down to 55 for next year.
Okay, so you're looking at expense versus budget. We've had some pretty mild winters. The last couple of years, we've had mild winters.
This one was mild.
What's that?
This one's been mild.
Very mild. Previous
Yeah.
was mild. We weren't ready to cut the budget yet because we have to be ready for 13 degrees every day from November to February. And we hope we don't need it, but I have to be prepared for that. We have realized
So the
savings.
difference of, 24,000 to $89,000, that's a huge difference. So I'm just curious
Well,
as to, and if you're burning both,
Well,
that was one of my questions.
I only burn oil so that I know if the day would arise, I could. I don't use it as a fuel source. I burn a little bit of oil, make sure that the tanks aren't stagnating, the transfer pumps are working, and the burners will burn oil.
Maybe, Mr. Kurt, maybe for the next meeting, I don't know, that would help, how much did we budget in 2017, 18, and how much did we budget for 18 and 19 for that? Because he's comparing the expenses to what, I know, so maybe we just see what we did.
Right.
Put
I
in,
didn't
I was-
expect
the next
one.
one.
I said that, I'm just saying,
No problem.
this is something that's jumping out at me, and these were my notes, and since now you're on here and I'm here.
Sure.
I wanted to ask that, and I also wanted to know clarification on the cleaning supplies, especially since we've had a fluctuate of flu cases, especially at Camp Avenue. What is the cleaning supplies has gone up, but next year it's going down? If I would spend money, I would spend money on cleaning supplies and extra personnel on cleaning these schools.
I've streamlined how we buy all of our custodial supplies. Cleaning supplies is a generalization of custodial supplies. I've gotten away from ready-to-use products. We buy dilution control. So 1 gallon could make 100 gallons of disinfectant versus
Yeah.
buying it ready to use like you do it at home. We're saving funny money that way. I've gotten involved in a couple of contracts where there's bigger savings versus like a local contract where local vendors are selling us stuff. I'm buying stuff at a national level from larger vendors, so we're realizing the savings.
So, and then the next slide, what are non-consumable supplies?
Non-consumable supplies are supplies with a 5-year lifespan. Is that the terminology by the state? So it's not supplies like hand towels and disinfectant like we use day to day, but it's also not equipment like a pickup truck. It's more like the vacuums that the guys use that are $400. That's a different category of expense. So it's somewhere between consumable supplies, trash bags, disinfectant, toilet paper, and a pickup truck is the little stuff. That's
I just wanted to know what it was.
okay.
When I see a $30,000 budgeted for this year and it's dropping to 19, I just want to know what we're talking about. No, this is the budget and then proposed. I looked at 18, 19, that's expense.
Right.
Yeah.
So when you look at this expense over the years, we're putting it more and more in.
Right. Okay, thanks for
Yeah, no
Next
problem.
meeting, I'll get back to me on the others.
Thank you. Ms. Long, any correspondence received?
Just one correspondence was received this morning.
Great. And we're going to go unfinished business. We're going to look into dates for the town hall meeting.
I did, I have them here, I didn't write them in. I started at the end of the summer, I started with the month of June, and I want you to know the library has availability, but based on the school district calendar, we only have one date in June. If you were interested in doing it in June, it would be June 23rd. And then I had several dates in July. I didn't know if you wanted to do July.
I don't know if we're going to, I mean, I think that's something, I don't think we're going to get the people coming in the public to come
So-
in June, I mean, July or August, I think it's kind of
Okay.
pointless, to be honest, unless we, you know, I would recommend that we look in September, at the start of the school year, if
That was-
that's possible.
That's the kind of clarification I wanted. If you can streamline the month for me, because at this point, they have a lot of availability for September, October, November.
So if you could just get dates for all 3 months, maybe we can talk about it with the board when Robert comes back and discuss, you know, what's best.
October probably be fine.
Yes.
October's so busy.
Yeah.
So I'll get dates for October, November, and we'll discuss it again.
Great, okay, thank you. Any new business? Jump back to public comments, same rules before. Thank you, sorry. Thank you.
So my question is actually for Mr. Carter.
Just stay up here.
When you were talking about that gross job, I knew it was Old Mill. So I just want to know if I have anything to be worried about for the students and the teachers there about any little creepers.
No, actually,
And
no.
exterminators. I want to be ahead of it.
No. When I say gross, it's dirt. It doesn't have a slab like basements normally
No
do.
moving things.
Nothing moving. I actually get to see all the traps that, we do a monthly general inspection and a monthly roach inspection because of the history of that building. And we're getting great reviews from our people. They show us the traps.
But wasn't there something in a fifth grade classroom a couple weeks ago? There was concern in
One
fifth
roach
grade
shows
classroom.
up, it could have fallen off a kid's shoe. I mean, who knows where that came from.
But it showed up during the day between the hours of 8 and 3, so if it's showing up between 8
No,
and
that's what it's
3.
found. A 60,000 square foot building with one roach in it, that's not we don't have a
But at
problem.
Old Mill, I mean,
Not a problem, I can guarantee you.
so are you putting out sticky traps?
Every month, they go through, they crawl through our entire crawl space and put sticky traps. And that isn't to trap them, it's to monitor if there's any movement. Because we will trap them if there's movement, and they're coming up with clean traps. You might get a beetle on it, you get these, those nasty cave cricket or daddy long legs, but there's nothing.
But, I mean, you'll be honest and bring in the exterminators if we need them to be, so it doesn't, so they're not falling
When that
in the
roach,
ceiling
when that
like
roach
they were
was
a couple
found,
years ago.
and again, we don't know the source of that roach, when that roach was found, the exterminator was there the next day.
Right.
In addition to their 2 times a month that they're there for the general pest control, because again, schools,
Right.
we always have pest control.
Thank you, Mr. Carter. That's a lot of information.
Great, thank you.
I can assure you that when there is an isolated incident, immediately that day, if not the next morning, the company does come, in addition to their monthly visits. So I don't know if that makes you feel better. And we were aware of that one, and they were here the next morning and assured us that it was an isolated incident. And from what I understand, it wasn't even the same family. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and I'm not an
Of
entomologist.
the past.
But if there's the Oriental and an American or something like that, and our issues was with one type, and that wasn't of that variety.
So, you know, we really have been digging deep on this.
If there's an issue, you can get the classroom or
Right.
get notified as well.
Right, not for an isolated one-shot deal.
Okay.
You understand the concern?
Yes.
Fully. Thank you.
Great. Any other comments? They'll get it?